Hi, I'm Mike DeSimone.
And I'm Jeff Jensen, and together, we're the World Wine Guys. Welcome to our show. We are so excited you're here. Thank you so much for watching. Last week's episode got almost 12,000 views again. We're really, really happy. So thank you very much. We can't thank you enough. It really means a lot to us.
Yeah, keep those comments, the likes, the shares.
Yeah.
Keep watching, and we'll keep making videos for you.
If you keep wanting us to make videos, we'll keep making videos. So we're going to talk about 3 different wines today that are indigenous grapes. And Mike, why don't you take it?
Sure. So indigenous grapes, we hear that term all the time. They're also native grapes.
Right.
And so, for example, Cabernet Sauvignon is an indigenous French grape. It originated in France. So when you have a French Cabernet Sauvignon, that's indigenous. When you have a California or a South African or Australian Cabernet Sauvignon, someone had to actually take those grapevines there.
Usually by boat.
So today we're talking about grapes that are grown in their native regions, and we're going to start with one that is very near and dear to my heart because it's from the island of Sicily, the same place that all of my grandparents were indigenous to as well.
Right.
I'm 100%
But they were
Sicilian.
transplanted to Brooklyn.
That's right. So we're going to toast you all, and then we'll talk about the wine. So,
cheers to you all. Thanks again for watching. We appreciate it.
And cheers.
Cheers to you. Oh, that's really nice. Even though it is from Sicily.
Ooh.
It is. I love Sicily.
Wait till the Hungarian wines are.
Yeah, wait till the Hungarian wines. Okay.
So this wine is the winery is named Fazio, and this is Fazio Egadi's Grillo Erice. So Fazio is the family that makes the wine. Egadi's are 3 small islands off the coast of Sicily. Grillo is the grape, which is native to Sicily, and it may actually be native to the Puglia region and then was transported in, but it's still a native Italian grape. Erice is a region in the northwest of Sicily near Marsala. Grillo also happens to be the main grape in the sweet wines of Marsala.
When you taste this, it's amazing to think that they make Marsala wine, which is an oxidized wine, sweet wine. This is so dry and crisp and clean. This is like a wine that I want to have oysters, seafood, some kind of like frutti di mare.
Yeah, this is a terrific dry wine for seafood, which makes a lot of sense considering Sicily is an island, or as we Sicilians like to call it, the world's smallest continent.
They do. He does. So this has a lot of citrus, peach, but also there's a touch of salinity. It's grown not too far from the sea. Actually, there's probably no place far from the sea in Sicily.
That's true.
And even though I was picking on Sicily a little bit, it is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. So cheers to Sicily.
Cheers. And this wine is available. This wine's available at winebee.net. That's winebee.net, as you can read right there. And it is $16, which is very, very well priced.
Great wine, great price. So think seafood, think wonderful, light, crisp dishes with that. The next one we want to talk about is a Tempranillo. Tempranillos are from Spain. They're indigenous to Spain. There are people growing Tempranillos in Washington State, California, even New York State, but Tempranillo comes from Spain. This one is specifically from Ribera de Duero, and this is Alma Divina, which means the soul of wine. And this is made
That's so poetic.
It is. It is. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful, wonderful Tempranillo from Ribera del Duero, grown at about 3,000 feet. I think it's like a 915 meters.
So what that does when you are up high in altitude, even though it's a hot, sunny region, you get very, very cool nights, and that helps to preserve the acidity in the grapes as well.
Yeah, this is a really, really. Let's taste it.
Let's taste it.
Cheers. It smells great.
Cheers.
Wow.
Wow.
Black cherry. little bit of cranberry for me, a touch of pomegranate. Really nice red, dark red fruits.
Yeah, but it's got some notes. Not quite vanilla, like a caramel or a toffee,
like toffee,
on there.
like
yeah,
an English toffee.
English
yeah.
toffee. There's a little bit of thyme on the finish as well, which I really like.
Now with this one, I want a steak.
Yeah.
A sirloin, T-bone, porterhouse, tomahawk, you name it, I want a steak.
Although in Ribera del Duero, the classic dish that you would have with this is baby lamb chops.
Which is delicious too. All right, lamb chops.
Mixed grill.
Yeah, mixed grill.
So where can we get this one?
This one you can get from kdwine.com, and this is about $35. So another great wine at, I think, a great price. So cheers again.
Cheers. And cheers.
And cheers to you.
So we're not going to travel very far now. This, you recall, is from Ribera del Duero. And the next wine that we are going to have, which is the Quinta de Crasto Douro Reserva, is from the Douro Valley. It's the same river, two different countries. So
it's the Douro in Spain and the Douro in Portugal, but it's the same river.
So this is actually made with a bunch of indigenous grapes. Actually, it's called a field blend. These are the vineyards that were previously used for port, and now actually all of the wineries, or many of the wineries that make port, are also making dry wines using the same grapes.
Because the market is going a little bit, people still drink port, let's be honest, but people are drinking more dry wines. The English still drink port, a couple other countries, Hong Kong still drinks a lot of port. But the grapes in this are really interesting. They're Touriga Nacional, Touriga Franca, Tinto Roriz, and a bunch of other different grapes that are indigenous to Portugal.
Actually, I mean, you named the top three, but there's actually 25 to 30 different types of grapes. The vines just all grow together, these beautiful terrace vineyards. And you know what I say? More drinking and less talking. So,
cheers.
Cheers.
I'll drink to that.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh, again, another nice one.
This is it's intense. I mean, it's intense and it's fruity. It also has like some pretty strong, like what we would call chewy tannins.
I'm not sure I got all the flavors. I'm going to taste it again.
Okay, you taste that again. But you know, I would say cassis, dark plums, some caramel or vanilla,
like black raspberry as well.
But kind of like grippy tannins. This is a wine that's meant to age, actually. I mean, it is certainly very drinkable now, but I think that if you bought a bottle of this and kept it under proper conditions, if you do have a wine cooler or a wine cellar, this would go another 8 years, 10 years, 12 years.
Totally. And this is a lovely wine that you can get. It's about $48 a bottle, and it's from b21.com. So again, these
I remember that one?
B21.
You have to be 21 to drink.
That's right. And anybody who's watching this, and if we're talking about wine, you have to be 21. So these are three wonderful wines from Portugal, Spain, and Sicily, the world's smallest continent.
That's right. And now when you hear the term, or you read the term indigenous grape, now you know what people are talking about. So cheers, keep watching, stay safe, and drink well.
See you next week.